Hi, everybody. Welcome to join us here on Enjoy English School. I'm Bruce.
大家好，我是 Bernice.
Today in our celebrations, yay, let's party.
Party.
Celebrations section of your magazine. We have a 2-day lesson on Carnival, one big party.
没错，这个字呢，嘉年华会就是指这种大型的这个 party， 太棒了，对吧
Okay, now, when you hear this word on the radio or TV or people who've been lucky enough to go to it, you may hear Carnival because in the language of Brazil, which is Portuguese, the last syllable has the accent. In English, if we use it to talk about an English carnival, that's the first. But when you are in Latin America, you will hear Carnival, exactly the same meaning.
OK, 所以刚刚 Bruce 老师给我们两种不同的发音，一个是美式的发音，念成 Carnival, OK? 另外一个呢，是因为它是从巴西来的，所以它是葡萄牙语，所以它后面的那个音会特别的重。
Okay, in a moment, we'll get started with our material. I just want to remind you that this is a 2-day lesson. We have lots and lots and lots to talk about. Okay, let's get ready for our first paragraph, and that is for today's lesson. Remember, it's a 2-day lesson. Carnival is a festival that takes place in Catholic countries before the start of Lent, a 40-day period before Easter. So, assuming you're not a Christian, there are many kinds of religious holidays in religions. And Christmas is probably the most famous one for the Christian religion. Catholic, 天主教, is the largest group within the many different groups of Christians. And Latin America, that is from Mexico all the way down to Chile and Argentina, they are all Catholic countries. Now, Easter is probably the second most famous holiday, religious holiday for all the Christian groups. That is the day that after Jesus was buried, he came back to life. The Christians call that day Easter. But 40 days before Easter, there's a whole period called Lent. You can see that here in the first sentence. So this gives you a little bit of background on the Christian religion. Most of North and South America, Europe, Australia, and New Zealand, the Philippines, the many countries in the world, quite a few in Africa as well, that are Christian. So it's good to know something about all the major religions in the world.
没错，因为我们知道这个基督教徒呢，非常在全世界非常非常多的国家都是这样子。所以刚才呢 Bruce 老师给我们一个这个背景的知识，就是让我们知道呢，这是一个跟宗教相关的一个庆典。好，那么这个庆典呢，其实呢，它就是一个 festival， 它就是一个这样的一个庆典。它这个庆典呢 take place， 就是它在这个地方呢是举行的 hold H-O-L-D， 它呢就是在这些天主教的国家。那么这些国家呢，这个庆祝的这个时间点呢，刚好是在 Easter， 就是复活节，就是有复活蛋的地方。好，这个节气呢前哦是之前40天这样的一个期间的时候呢，就举行了这样的一个庆典。然后呢，它刚好这个时间点呢是在 Lent 开始以前。Lent 呢，我们讲的就是叫所谓的大斋节。好，那就是在这样的一个大斋节要开始的Easter 之前的40天的这一段期间，那么这时候天主教的国家就会举行这个嘉年华会。
During Lent, that Bernice has just explained to you, believers honor Jesus' 40 days of walking in the desert. He went out, remember, he was born in what is today Israel, and that area of the Middle East most of it is desert area. And Jesus left his home and spent 40 days in what we call the wilderness, the away from towns and villages, any human life, to pray and to think carefully about who he was and what he was doing.
所以呢，就在这样的一个大斋节的这段期间呢，这些信徒们呢，他们要 honor。honor 就是为了纪念 Jesus。 那么我们知道这个 Jesus 刚才讲他出生的地方就是以色列这个地方，那么这个地方呢原本呢就是很偏远啦，所以呢它基本上就是一个沙漠区。好，那这个字要念成 desert， 记得名词当沙漠，不要念成 dessert 就像 ice cream chocolate， 好，就大家都很喜欢的。好，所以在这个沙漠区里面呢，他当时呢就是这样子行走了40天，所以这些信徒为了纪念这样的一个日子，所以呢就在这个大斋节这样的一个期间去纪念。
Right, and dessert isn't spelled the same. D-E-S-S-E-R-T, dessert. Let's continue. Many people fast. No, it doesn't mean very, not slow or quick. Here it's a verb that means to reduce what you eat or to stop eating for a period of time, which means, as the sentence continues, which means they stop eating for a certain amount of time or avoid certain foods, especially meat.
好，这对于很多人来说可能没有办法接受不吃肉这件事情，对不对？而且还不能喝东西耶，对不对？好，所以他这边就讲了，第一个，很多人就会 fast， 这个 fast 当动词，好，就是指斋戒，就是禁食，不可以吃东西的，所以 breakfast 就是因为 break 加上 fast。OK， 你断掉这一个禁食的时间，就是你的早餐了。好，所以它当一个动词哦，在那个时候呢，许许多多的人就不可以吃东西了。什么意思呢？它的意思就是他们不能吃东西，而且是一段时间 a certain amount of time， 就有一段时间都不能吃，不是一两天，可能比如说1个礼拜或甚至2-3个礼拜你都不能吃，甚至有一些食物呢你还得避免，尤其指的就是肉类。
What better time to have a party than before a fast? If you know you are going into a long period, 40 days, where you don't eat during the day, after sunset, you can have something to drink and a little bit to eat. Otherwise, people couldn't live 40 days without eating anything. And so before you know that you are going to go on a fast, you can have a big party and eat all you want as much as you want, because after that, you won't be able to eat or drink very much.
对，所以因为呢我们还有将近40天不能吃东西，喝也只能喝一点点，对不对？所以在这个要知道说我要这个东西要来临之前呢， before a fast， 我要开始去做禁食的之前呢，我们先来一个大的 party 吧，先把肚子给5脏6腑给填饱了。所以呢他就这边就说了，你觉得还有什么比斋戒期之前更适合举行这样子的一个大型的 party 呢？所以当然就是要好好利用这个时间，大吃大喝一番。
Okay, let's take a short break before we continue.
好的。
All right, welcome back. The word carnival comes from the Latin carne levare, which means remove meat from your diet. You cannot eat meat during a carnival.
好，刚才那个 Bruce 老师展现了一下他的那个发音，这个 Bernice 老师就做不到了哈。好，他说这个字儿呢，就是 Carnival 这个字，其实就是从拉丁文这2个字所出来的。那么这个意思呢，就是指 remove meat。remove 就是把它去除掉，不可以吃它，所以就是指不可以吃肉的意思。
The Carnival holiday got started in the Middle Ages. That's a period of European history, probably around 800 years ago.
他说那个时期呢，刚好呢就是他们这个嘉年华的这个节日，它其实开始的时间就是大约在中世纪。那中世纪的大约呢就是在800年前左右。
At the time, 800 years ago, Carnival was a feast, a big meal to finish off the meat stored during the winter before the fast of Lent. During the winter, it's cold enough in many countries where you can keep meat in the home or just outside of your home in a special small building. And it won't go bad because it's so cold, it's like a refrigerator.
没错，所以就在那个时候800年前的时候呢，这样子的一个嘉年华会呢，就是有一个 feast， 刚刚老师讲的 big meal， 就是吃很多很多的东西，它是一个很盛宴好的一个东西。然后呢，你要在这样的一个盛宴底下呢，你要吃光光 finish off 所有你的 meat。而这些 meat 呢，原本是他们被他们储存起来，是要度过这个冬天的，因为冬天非常非常的冷。然后呢，是要在这个斋戒期之前把它给吃光光。
As the weather got warmer, people needed to eat the food before it went bad. In summer, for example, you cannot leave meat out. You have to put it into the refrigerator.
所以呢，因为我们知道呢，马上天气就要开始变得温暖的时候呢，食物很容易就坏掉了。因此呢，这一些人们呢就没办法啦，他们必须要赶紧把这些食物给吃完，而且这些食物很容易就会 go bad， 就会变坏掉了。所以因为as 就是随着当这个天气开始越来越暖和的时候呢，食物容易坏，所以他们要赶紧把它吃掉。
Lent fasting was forced, something you had to do, because there wasn't a lot of food to go around. That means to be available so that you can use it during the first few weeks of spring as the warmer weather started.
没错，所以呢，这一个大斋戒的那一天呢，就是大家就被迫了，对不对 ？Forced 就是被强迫，就是你不得不这么做，去就是把东西吃完，因为呢，到时候呢就不会有很多的食物去 go around。go around 就刚刚老师讲 available， 意思就是说它是足够分给每一个人吃了，尤其呢是在当时的这个春天的头几周，就是春天一开始的前面几个礼拜，可能就会没有太多的食物分给每一个人。
Nowadays, that is not the case because of refrigeration, as we just mentioned, but the tradition lives on. People continue the tradition of Lent, the 40 days of reducing what you eat and drink.
到了今天各位，我们有电冰箱这个东西了，对不对？所以呢 that's not the case， 那就不是这么一回事儿了。就是说呢，因为我们有这个冷藏的技术，可是呢，像刚才这样的一个传统呢，它是持续的流传着。
Okay, we've finished the first two paragraphs. We have just one short one still to go. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
好的。
Okay, we'll finish up here with our short paragraph. Brazil, the largest country in Latin America, both in area and population. It also is the country which has the largest Catholic population in the world. Also has the biggest carnival, as you can imagine, with so many people. And we'll find out more details in tomorrow's lesson. Remember, this is a 2-day lesson. This is often called the biggest party in the world.
所以呢，我们知道在巴西这个地方呢，好，我们知道刚才老师有介绍是拉丁美洲最大的一个地方，人口地区都是最多的。那么它因为呢，也拥有了全世界最大的一个所谓的天主教的 population， 就是人口。好，那因为是这个样子呢，所以当然它的嘉年华会也是全世界最大的。
For Brazilians, the people in Brazil are called Brazilians, I-A-N-J-A-S. Carnival is much more important than Christmas. But in other countries, Christmas is considered the most important holiday because that's when Jesus was born.
Yeah. 好，所以对于巴西人来说 IAN 就是人的意思。那么这个嘉年华会呢，甚至要比 Christmas 来的更加 much more, even more 更加的重要。当然 Christmas 对于其他还有一些国家可能是最重要，但对于巴西人来说这个嘉年华会比那个 Christmas 还要重要。
They, the Brazilians, have been celebrating it, that is Carnival, since 1641.
Wow.
Well, not quite 400 years, so for them it is a very long and important tradition.
对，因为呢，巴西人他们自从1641年就开始做这件事情，所以从当时一直开始到现在还在持续的做，所以你可以看得到这个现在完成进行式的出现，他们一直都在庆祝这样的一个嘉年华会。
But these days, they have a nickname for the event, the greatest show on earth. As I said, some people call it the biggest party on earth. Now, a nickname is not the official name. It is a name that people, whether it's for a person or an event like this, it has a special tradition to it, a special feeling to it. It's not serious, it's not official, but it is well received.
这边讲到 nickname 就是说它并不是一个正式官方的一个名称，就是大家对于这个传统呢有一个给它一个小绰号啦，但是到了近期呢确实呢这个巴西人就给这样子的一个盛事 event 就是一个重大的一个这样的活动，这样的一个盛事给它的一个小绰号，这个绰号就是全地表上最棒的表演，这个 show 就是一个 performance 那种感觉，好，最棒的一个展演。
Okay, that's it for the text for today. Remember, tomorrow is day 2. Let's go to our review after this short break.
Okay.
All right, our first item for our review is in the first paragraph, first sentence, to take place. As Bernice explained to you, it's so well, means to be held. Where does something take place? Where is it held?
对，就是讲到举行，那我们讲到 held 就是它的被动是 be held 被举行。
In the next sentence, we have the word honor. To honor is to respect.
就去尊重、纪念它的意思。
In the next paragraph, the third sentence, we have, at the time, Carnival was a feast. Now, this is not just a meal, a feast. 大餐. I think of the Lunar New Year, Chinese Lunar New Year, the evening before the first day. Now, that's a feast.
所以这边的 feast 呢，就是不是说只有说是大餐，就是说盛宴这样子，像我们的中国农历年这样子。
Okay, further down we have forced, and that means you don't have a choice. It's something you have to do. You should do it, and you will do it.
对，就是你被迫，你没办法，你非做不可啊。
Okay, further along in the same sentence, to go around means to have enough or to be available.
所以 go around 这个片语在这边的意思就是说，某个东西呢，它是足够可获得来分给其他的人。
The next sentence and the last one for this paragraph ends with lives on, and that means simply to continue.
就是某一件事情呢，持续继续的进行下去。
In our final paragraph, first sentence, we have population. And to help you remember this word, you can think of people, P-E-O-P-L-E, and here we have P-O-P. Population is the number of people in a city or country.
这边指的是一个集合名词，人口。
And then in the last sentence of this short paragraph, nickname. Nickname is not an official name. It's kind of a fun name that we give people or animals or places.
我们可以给人啦、地点啦、动物啦取一个小绰号，就是这个字 nickname.
Well, that's it for today's lesson. But remember, day 2 will continue talking about what is sometimes called the greatest show on earth.
没错。
That is Bernice's and my lesson. See you tomorrow. Till then,
bye-bye.